Hi, my name is Dylan DeLong, and this is my speech for abnormal psychology. Hope you enjoy. My speech is about autism spectrum disorder and the varying degrees of severity and varying degrees of symptoms that can be shown. So let's begin. Autism spectrum disorder is a condition related to brain development that impacts how a person perceives and socializes with others, causing problems in social interaction and communication. Some children show signs of autism spectrum disorder in early infancy, such as reduced eye contact, lack of response to their name, or indifference to their caregivers. Other children may develop normally for the first few months or years of life, but then suddenly become withdrawn or aggressive, or lose language skills they've already acquired. Signs are usually seen by age 2. Now, why this is important to note is because this alone demonstrates how unique each child who has autism is. And it also notes how autism attacks social skills and communication. This also leads to the parents' involvement, because a majority of parents with an autistic child, they usually have to be involved most of their life, like most of the child's life, if not longer. And this is a big problem. Well, I wouldn't say it's not like a huge problem, but it does cost a lot of money and it devotes a lot of time. Now, each child with autism spectrum disorder is likely to have a unique pattern of behavior and level of severity. Now, some autistic children can live a basically normal life where they show little signs and symptoms, and some have such high severity of autism where they have to be taken care of their whole life and they're mute. Now, with these varying degrees, autism itself is a huge, encompassing disorder. And with that being said, some children with autism spectrum disorder have difficulty learning, and some have signs of lower than normal intelligence. Other children with the disorder have normal to high intelligence. They learn quickly, yet have trouble communicating and applying what they know to everyday life and adjusting to social situations. The best example of that I can give is The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon Cooper. He's a genius. Genius level intellect. But, as you can see if you watch the show, he doesn't know how to interact with people. He doesn't know how to show emotion. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He's socially inept, but he's so smart that people can deal with it. Now, on the show, he's not diagnosed with autism, but you can infer that it's suggested in that he does. Now, back to autism. Because of the unique nature of the symptoms in each child, severity can sometimes be difficult to determine. It's generally based on the level of impairment and how they impact the ability to function. Like I said, some can function normally, some can't. There's a mid-level too, where they have both the high severity and low severity, and they can live relatively normal lives. They just have to have therapy, and most likely they're going to have to live with their parents or caretakers. Now back to autism. Autism spectrum disorder has no single known cause, given the complexity of the disorder and the fact that symptoms and severity vary. There are probably many causes, but genetics and environmental may play a role. Genetics. Several different genes appear to be involved in autism spectrum disorder. For some children, autism spectrum disorder can be associated with a genetic disorder, such as Rett syndrome or Fragile R syndrome. For other children, genetic changes may increase the risk of autism spectrum disorder. Still, other genes may affect the brain developments or the way the brain cells communicate, where they may determine the severity of the symptoms. That's the gene developmental changes that can cause autism. Here's the environmental. Right now, researchers are looking into viral infections, medications, and other complications during pregnancy, such as air pollution, smoking, and alcohol. It's not known if these can directly cause autism, but some studies have shown that they are linked to it. The severity of such, we don't know yet. Same with genes, we don't know what causes autism based on genes yet. With that being said, we don't even know we don't even have a cure for autism. There's no known cure. This no cure for autism is a huge deal, because that means people are going to suffer for the rest of their life with autism spectrum disorder. But some parents don't think that's a bad thing. They go on their daily life with their autistic child, and they think, instead of focusing on a cure that may or may not be found, they want the research money that's into a cure to be devoted to new treatments and medications to treat their child, which is viable, because right now there is no cure. And there may never be one, because without a cause, there's no cure. We may never find a cause either. Boys are 4 times more likely to get autism than girls. There is that known. But more than that, we don't know. Autism is a mysterious disorder with many intricacies. And that's why it's so fascinating. No known cause. No cure. It's a complete mystery. The world is vast in the world. New discoveries are waiting to happen. Maybe we'll find a cure. Maybe we'll find a treatment that can completely get rid of the symptoms. We don't know. Right now, there are treatments that can lessen the severity of the disease, but they can never eradicate it. So some kids with complete severity will never live normal lives. And that's what needs to change. Thank you for listening. This was Don DeLong. Thank you.